So Germany stands with Israel, but what does it mean in a practical sense? We've seen Germany in the past few days clamp down on activists, raiding their homes and banning them from participating in protests. But if you think that this is just exceptional, Germany has been doing this throughout the past year. They've been completely clamping down on people with Gestapo tactics. They did not start with just clamping down on activists. They have a history of assaulting journalists and getting away with it, lying about it. They've arrested a lawyer. They have police coming on campus. They've undermined civil positions. They've canceled the Palestine Congress and put their media in place. They have had bias against journalists, allowing some people to have access and some people not to have access, hindering freedom of press, hindering freedom of assembly, hindering freedom of expression. Now it's a regular occurrence to find the police taking punitive actions instead of taking cases to the court. So the police would beat up someone if they chanted something that is not even proven to be legally wrong, but they beat him up instead of take him to court, instead of talking to them. They push people around. So all of this is happening while people are silent and they think, oh wait, there's a security case for why they're doing that. Germans come up to me and say, well, you know, this aggression will not bring the right people on your side. As if they're the right people. They're the ones who actually are supporting authoritarianism. We have to beg people to have morality, to understand democracy and rights. We have to be very kind while doing that. Otherwise we'll lose them. No, you are being evil. That's the thing. You're being evil and you want me to take responsibility. Well, you know, you weren't nice to me. That's why I'm evil. I'm sorry. It's up to you to find out what's wrong with your country. It's not up to me to educate every one of you about the Middle East and your complicity and your history of genocide and your history of repressive tactics. So the police have offered false testimony time and time again. How can you trust them? They're lying today about, you know, Palestinians, anti-genocide activists, but tomorrow they're going to lie about you just because you're not right-wing enough. You know, just that because you don't have the right skin color or the right ideas. What we're seeing today is basically the rise of authoritarianism in a way that most people who have seen it in their countries can recognize it. The problem is Germans forgot who they were and how they got to being Nazi in the first place. And now very, very similar things are happening, and Germans do not see the parallels. I have to say that if you're accepting the clamping down on freedom of expression, freedom of press, freedom of assembly, and you're supporting the police to be violent in the face of something that may or may not be breaking the law, then you've already arrived to being a fascist supporter, or at least supporter of a police state.